Let's move now to issues around power. Of course, we're in the grips of stage 2 load shedding for the rest of the week. Well, there's some protest today that happened in Khayelitsha. Residents there very unhappy about power supply to their area. Eskom has promised to look into the issues that residents in Khayelitsha have raised. They marched to Eskom offices today, claiming their complaints are simply being ignored. Let's speak now to Monique Mortlock. Monique, thank you so much for joining us. So a lot of the issues relate to intermittent supply, but street lights not working. Just talk to me about the main concerns residents have in Khayelitsha.
Sally, the crux of the issue raised by residents today, in fact, there were hundreds of residents that marched to the Khayelitsha Eskom offices. The crux of it is that they believe Eskom's failings are driving crime, rampant crime in the township. Because they say when you get a section, for example, an informal settlement like in Kandla, in Khayelitsha, when you get a settlement that has no street lights, where there is no power, it's very easy for criminals to then prey on victims in these areas, to catch them as they are walking home at night from work or wherever it might be, because there's simply no power. And it also makes it tricky for police officers to then get to where a crime has taken place. This is what many residents were saying today. They also say that they've become frustrated because over the last 2 years, during the pandemic, with the offices being closed, they've continuously been told by some of the workers at the Eskom offices who can't do forward-facing or front-facing client-to-client, client-to-business sort of interactions. They get told that they have to use technology, they can file their complaints online, but many of these residents say not only do we struggle in terms of having smartphones, that technology available, but we also don't have enough data. Let's just take a listen to one community leader expressing some of their major concerns.
The services that they need to improve urgently, one is to open the Khayelitsha offices so that the people can be able to come and report their fault electricity. And the second one that must be followed with immediate effect is the issue that when people are reporting electricity, it must be fixed maybe within 24 hours, within 12 hours, it doesn't matter. But it can't be possible that the maintenance of the electricity can take up to 3 months to 4 months. And other people which of their structures got burned, they've been staying without electricity for more than 6 months.
I mean, that's crazy. You can't run your life properly if you're without power for that length of time. Monique, what is Eskom saying?
Management informed the community that some of the issues they can deal with, some will be possible to deal with, but there are other issues that they say might be a bit more difficult, like the electrification of all the informal settlements, which is something that residents are asking for. Eskom was also saying that they sympathize with residents when they speak about the high crime levels, because Eskom staff are also being targeted almost on a daily basis. My colleague Aisha Ismail has done many stories in the past where she's actually gone into areas with Eskom where they've needed to be escorted by police because they go into areas where they need to cut down illegal connections that have caused major havoc on the system. And the Eskom manager who I spoke to today, he was saying that frequently the staff also become victims to extortionists, and he's really calling on the community to also work with Eskom staff, work in helping to protect staff members so that Eskom can render a service to communities like those in Khayelitsha. Let's just take a listen to Mbulelo Yedwa.
We will look at each and every complaint. We are also planning to have engagements with the community leaders before the period of 7 days expires. Just by having a quick glance at some of the complaints raised by the communities, I'm sure there are certain things that we can address, but there are other areas which I think will be difficult for us. If you look, for example, the issue of electrification. The issue of electrification has got its own rules. There is absolutely no way that we can electrify areas that are not proclaimed. So those are some of the issues that we want to discuss with the community leaders.
All right, so some of those issues can be resolved in 7 days perhaps, but there are other bigger problems that Eskom is facing. Thank you so much for that update. That's our reporter Monique Mortlock.